Warning sign in the first 10 seconds. If a crisis report comes from one calm or scripted caller, with vague details and no other witnesses, treat it as a possible hoax while still protecting life safety. Immediate action. Follow your emergency plan, keep people safe, cooperate with responding officers, and preserve the caller details for law enforcement. Today's defensive briefing is about swatting awareness, not about how to commit swatting. The FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3, published Alert I080426 PSA on August 4, 2026. The alert says swatting remains an ongoing threat across the United States. The targets are not only individual streamers, public figures, or private homes. IC3 specifically names educational institutions, government buildings, religious institutions, public transportation centers, hospitals, other public buildings, and private residences. The broader lesson applies globally. Any organization that receives emergency calls, public tips, or threat reports needs a verification and response process that protects people without amplifying false information. What is swatting? IC3 describes it as the malicious tactic of making hoax calls or reports to emergency services, public locations, or private residences. The caller falsely reports an immediate threat to life or an ongoing emergency, such as a bomb threat, a claimed shooting, or a hostage situation at a specific location. The intent is to draw a large response from SWAT teams, police, fire, medical services, or other emergency resources to a place where unsuspecting people are present. The damage is real even when the original report is fake. Why does it work? Emergency systems are designed to act fast because delay can cost lives. A caller who claims an immediate threat creates pressure on dispatchers, administrators, venue staff, security teams, and the public. Swatting abuses that pressure. IC3 says these incidents can cause fear, panic, disorder, disruption, school or event closures, building evacuations, lockdowns, misinformation on social media, psychological impact, and copycat behavior when incidents receive attention. They also waste government resources and distract emergency personnel from legitimate emergencies, with the possibility of injuries, violence, or death. What do victims and communities see? A school may suddenly enter lockdown. A hospital or transit site may receive a threat call. A public building may evacuate. A private person may see armed officers arrive because someone falsely reported danger at their address. Social media may fill with half-verified claims before officials have had time to assess the facts. That is why the defensive posture must balance two truths at the same time: take all potential threats seriously, and avoid spreading unverified details that could intensify panic or reward the hoax. IC3's indicators are meant for situational awareness, not for dismissing danger. The first indicator is the use of voice over Internet Protocol phone numbers, sometimes appearing as blocked or unavailable numbers, or as all zeros or all nines. IC3 also notes that a call to a non-emergency number, instead of directly to 911, may indicate the caller is using a service that cannot dial emergency services normally. The second indicator is a single incoming call reporting the crisis, instead of multiple calls from witnesses. In many real emergencies, multiple people report what they see or hear. More indicators include calls that originate outside the United States, vague or inconsistent details, and a lack of corroborating reports. A caller may be unable to answer basic questions such as their full name, phone number, current location, or what they are actually witnessing. Their answers may change when asked the same question more than once. IC3 also points to mispronounced city, street, building, or local names, which can suggest the caller is unfamiliar with the area. Another warning sign is a calm demeanor that does not match the claimed crisis, or audio that sounds as if the caller is reading from a script. How should communities prepare before an incident? IC3 urges discussion and planning across schools, workplaces, places of worship, families, and colleagues. That means knowing who calls 911, who contacts internal security, who communicates with staff or students, who talks to media, and who preserves evidence. Organizations should run preparedness exercises that include false report scenarios, not just real event drills. The objective is not to delay emergency response. The objective is to create a channel where responders can quickly receive accurate context, floor plans, contact names, camera information, attendance status, and known risks. Personal data exposure matters. IC3 advises people to review their online presence for sensitive information that could help malicious actors target them. This can include home addresses, workplace details, school names, family routines, photos, videos, usernames, and location clues. Be careful when posting or sharing content online. Even ordinary photos and videos can be exploited, manipulated, or combined with other public information. If you are a higher-risk target, consider resources or services that help reduce sensitive publicly available personal information. For families, the practical rule is simple: do not make it easy for strangers to connect a name, location, routine, and phone number. If law enforcement responds to your location, stay calm, listen, and cooperate. Do not argue with armed responders in the moment. Keep your hands visible, follow instructions, and help others remain calm if you can do so safely. After the immediate situation is secure, preserve evidence. Save caller ID information, usernames, phone numbers, email addresses, websites, platform names, photos, videos, screenshots, messages, and call recordings if available and legally obtained. Record the time, location, names of witnesses, and what was said, but do not post sensitive details publicly while the investigation is active. Reporting channels matter. IC3 says immediate emergencies or threats to life should go to 911 or local police. Leads, threats, and criminal activity can be reported to the FBI through tips.fbi.gov, 1-800-CALL-FBI, a local FBI field office, or the Internet Crime Complaint Center at IC3.gov. If the incident has online components, include the platforms, accounts, links, and contact methods. For organizations, create a post-incident review. What information helped responders? What communication created confusion? What public data made the target easier to identify? And what can be improved before the next threat? The bottom line: swatting is a hoax, but the harm is not fake. Treat possible emergencies seriously, verify context carefully, avoid amplifying unconfirmed claims, protect personal location data, prepare your community, and report through official channels. If you manage a school, workplace, venue, hospital, place of worship, or public building, today is a good day to update your emergency contact tree and your evidence preservation checklist.